We talked about the X factor being 3 veterans and 3-point shots. Well, one of those veterans is Justin Cage, and he has hit 3 3-point baskets in the second half to lead Xavier to this 8-point lead. 7 of 7 overall, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc.
In the second half, Xavier is 10 of 18 from the field. Ohio State 5 of 16. Now Dolman, along with Lavender, Cage, Cole, and Burrell.
Ohio State stays with the small lineup, and they need to use the small lineup to put more pressure on the basketball.
8 to shoot. Lavender has to hurry now. 4 to shoot. Lavender, fall away. Got it! 55-44. Xavier. Largest lead of the game. So the #1 team in the country, the #1 team in the South, is on the ropes. We'll see what they're made of right now. Lewis, short. Oden with the rebound, and he sticks it in.
There's plenty of time left. Ohio State does not need to force shots like that one. The big guy inside, throw him the ball. They didn't throw it to him. He went to get it himself and score.
Here comes little Drew Lavender from Columbus, Ohio. Dolman, senior.
Now, you don't want to lose your aggressiveness here if you're Xavier. You want to keep attacking, take good shots.
Work the shot clock down. Pick and roll. Lavender, stop and start. Inside, Cole, lost it, picked up. Conley leaves it for Butler. 55-48.
Sean Miller tells his guys just to calm down. They want to run their offense. It's too early to start running time off the clock.
Inside, nice catch. And a whistle and foul on the floor. Lighty, foul.
Drew Lavender, this is with no time left on the shot clock, and he just drills it from 3. His first basket of the game, and Greg Oden can't get the ball in the set offense, so he just 3 guys around his feet. What a play that is. Grabs the rebound, puts it in.
Unbelievable balance to gather himself off the dribble rather, and knock down that jump shot. Burrell fires a 3. And Lewis with the rebound. Here comes Lewis. He's been their offensive leader this afternoon. Connolly, Butler, Cook, deep in the corner.
Gus, I really think in this situation, Oden needs to touch it every time down. He doesn't need to shoot every time down, but he draws such attention inside. You have to throw him the ball. That'll give you more openings for shots.
Buckeyes have lost 3 games this season. North Carolina without Oden, Florida, and Wisconsin, all on the road. Burrell. Cage steps back. Now gets to the bucket and a foul. He's been doing it all afternoon, and that's the 4th foul on Oden with 5 minutes to go. And now he has to sit.
Xavier is doing a great job spreading the court out, getting Oden in isolation situations against Cage. That time, Cage did follow through. He didn't stop, and as a result, he draws the 4th foul. They finally get the ball in Cage's hand, and he just keeps going. He feels that contact. That was a great job to follow through. Even though that shot had no chance of going in, you've got to force the referee to blow the whistle in that situation.
So Thad Matta not substituting, and he's going to leave Greg Oden in the game. 20 points for Cage. Gutsy call for Matta. 57-48. Connolly. They're looking inside. For Oden, he has it. Drop step, and he's fouled.
And that is why Thad Matta left him in the game. He's confident that his big man can be careful on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, he needs him inside so they can throw him the ball.
He can't guard Cage anymore, though. He because Cage knows how to play him. Oden at the line, misses the front end. And Brown breaks it. Now Lavender.
Oden is now matched up against Derek Brown.
And Sean Miller calls a timeout. 4:31 to play, second half. Xavier with a 57-48 lead. Welcome back. Don't forget, coming up, another great matchup. 4 versus a 5. Maryland and Butler. Then later on here, Louisville and Texas A&M, a 3 versus a 6. Greg Oden comes back onto the floor. He has 4 fouls. Xavier with the 57-48 lead. And Coach Sean Miller has gotten great performances from some unsung guys. Cage only averages 10 points. He has 18. Duncan has hit 3 threes. Make that 20 points rather for Cage.
And during that timeout, Brown went out, Duncan came in, so now Oden has to guard an offensive threat on the perimeter.
Lavender, top of the key, rebounded by Lewis.
No need for Ohio State to panic. They've got plenty of time, but they have to start getting good shots on offense.
Lewis banks one in high. He has been awesome. 17 points and a timeout called by the Buckeyes. 57-50. Ron Lewis driving. (57-50) Xavier with the lead.
And it's an Ohio State team as you get a look at Sean Miller's bride sitting there in the stands, look of concern on her face, and then to Thad Matta. Xavier needs to run its offense. There's still too much time left in the game to be worried about running time off the shot clock. You don't take bad shots, but you take the good shots that are available. Now, a very small lineup in the game for Ohio State.
Burrell driving inside, got it up and in. And that is the first basket of the NCAA tournament for Burrell.
And what a smart play by Burrell. Not only is Oden not in the game, there are no big guys in the game, and so he hasn't shot it well from outside, so he just takes it all the way to the goal.
Connolly in the corner, Cook gets to the bucket, left-hand scoop, no.
And Lavender gets the rebound.
Lavender's so cool, calm, slick with the basketball.
Got to force the tempo on defense if you're Ohio State now. You've got 5 small guys in the game, so you've got to exert pressure on the basketball.
Lavender pulls it back, 10 to shoot.
Go inside against this lineup.
5 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Lavender double clutch. Lewis with the rebound. And he's fouled, bringing it up the floor.
And Burrell has not scored a basket in this tournament, and that's an awfully big one for number 1.
Xavier with a 59-50 lead, and a win today over Ohio State would be a big one.
Obviously, there's a lot of bad blood, not between the players and him, but between the fans and, you know, Thad Matta and how he left and whatnot. So I know for a fact it'll mean the world to them if we can go out there and knock off Ohio State.
Right now they're doing it. 2 minutes and 54 seconds away. Thad Matta left Xavier. The reason that the bad blood is there because one night he said he was staying. The next night he was the head coach of the Buckeyes of Ohio State after leading the team to the Elite Eight. Lewis at the line. Sean Miller is his best friend. In the press conference yesterday, he said, Sean Miller, great coaches leave this program, and we've had some great coaches here.
Gus, and I think that's the important point about Thad Matta. You talk about the fans being upset with him. He didn't exactly leave the cupboard bare. He left some good players and a great coach there.
Yeah, Dan, but he went to Ohio State.
I understand that.
That's the problem. 59-52. An eternity remaining in this game.
Ohio State with some pressure.
Musketeers have to continue to make plays. Greg Oden is back in the game, playing with 5 fouls. Excuse me, 4 fouls. Dolman down the lane. Oden with the rebound.
Boy, what a good play by Oden to pressure that ball without committing that 5th foul.
He has 12 rebounds. Now Lewis kicks it out. Butler from the parking lot. Count it. And a steal. Connolly. Ohio State with another chance. Under 2 minutes to play. Lewis.
He thought about it.
His confidence is sky high right now. Lewis doesn't want to give it up. Cook. It's been tough going for the freshman all day. Now Lewis takes a look. Down the lane. Lewis up and one. Ron Lewis refusing to let his team down.
What an outstanding play by Lewis. Just puts his head down, gets his shoulders around, goes all the way to the goal. The veteran has been making plays all day long, none bigger than the last couple.
Free throw is up and in. Ohio State rallying. 59-58, 1:35 to play. The battle for Ohio. 23,000 at Rupp. The winner advancing to the Sweet 16. Who wants the ball now? Cage with 20 points, and he's fouled on the baseline.
That was a great move by Cage, but did you see how fast Oden came?
So Cage will go to the line. Cook called for the foul and shoot 2. Cook picks up his second. Cole ready to check in. Cage, 20 points, 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
Remember what we said earlier in the game, Gus. Xavier does a great job from the free throw line. They don't mind being there with the game on the line.
8 of 11 today. Second free throw, Cage. Got it. Senior from Nettown. 61-58. Here's Conley.
Must-score situation for Ohio State.
Butler inside. Conley for 3. Rims off. Losing a foul. Good call on the baseline. Cole clipped Greg Oden.
Conley is not one of the guys you'd normally want taking that 3, but what a great job by Oden working the position inside. Cole grabs onto him now. Oden has to make the free throws.
Shooting with his right hand.
Missed his last 2.
Xavier, 59.5 seconds away. Ohio State, the #1 team in the country, on an 18-game winning streak. Second free throw good. Full court pressure now. Lavender has been excellent with the basketball.
You have time to get a stop without a foul.
Burrell, skip pass. Dolman in no man's land, and a timeout rather called by Xavier. 43.3 remaining. 61-59. Back after this. Welcome back to Bracket in the South. Ohio State Xavier, the winner, advancing to the Sweet 16. 61-59 our score. Sean Miller, who was a great player at Pittsburgh, played with Charles Smith and Jerome Lane. He was a point guard as you take a look at the game reset. Xavier out of timeouts.
Interesting thing for Xavier, the worst free throw shooter on the court for Xavier shoots 75%. So if you're Ohio State, you don't want to foul.
Lavender, 10 to shoot. Duncan, spinning. Duncan inside, lost it, taken away by Oden. Ohio State with a chance. 61-59. Lewis, shot clock turned off. Lewis drives baseline, kicks it out. Butler for the die, no. Loose, inside Lighty, no call. 10 seconds to go and a foul. And Cage will go to the line. Oden picks up his 5th foul.
That's a good look, and what a scramble underneath the basket. Lighty, I think, just lost his footing on the inside. Oden had really no choice at that point. Wow.
Big free throws here, though. 9.3 to go. Oden fouls out, 14 points. 12 rebounds.
Xavier did a really nice job defensively, Gus, preventing the dribble penetration. And they've done a great job defensively the entire game. They held Ohio State to 35% in the first half. The Buckeyes just a little bit better than that in the second half.
That is a full timeout.
We'll take a timeout. 9.3 to go. 61-59. 61-59. Xavier 9.3 seconds away from advancing to the Sweet 16, and they send their senior to the line, looking to ice this game. Justin Cage, 5 of 6 from the three-point line this afternoon. He has 22 points. Amy Miller, Sean's wife, takes a deep breath.
Ohio State still has time. They've got their 4 best three-point shooters in the game.
And he missed it.
Gotta hurry.
Connolly, 5 to go. Lewis has been awesome, lets it go. Beats it! Oh! He ties it at 62. 2 seconds to go. Lavender, three-quarter court, and we're going to overtime in Lexington. Ha ha! College basketball, CBS Sports. This is March Madness.
They've got their 4 best three-point shooters in the game. Some screens, Gus, but that is a long, long three-point basket. And Lewis is the guy who has made plays down at the end of the game. He's helped bring them back, and he ties the game.
Sean Miller. Wow. Ron Lewis refusing to let his team lose. We're heading for an extra one here at Rupp. Ron Lewis, the senior from Columbus, Ohio, hits the biggest shot of his career.
And Lewis, these are points 23, 24, and 25. What an outstanding afternoon he's had.
But now Ohio State gets new life, but they'll have to do it without one of their best players. Greg Oden has fouled out of this game. 62 apiece.
And they go with the small lineup once again.
Now Dolman off the dribble, rolling, and hits.
That's a great decision by Dolman. He's a couple of inches taller than anybody out on the court for Ohio State, and he just takes it to the basket.
Ivan Harris.
Gus, and isn't it interesting how the advantage in terms of perimeter inside outside has changed with Oden out of the game? Now Xavier's the big team.
Conley for 3, and he answers. Freshman. 65-64. We're in overtime.
There are 252 three-point baskets out on the court for Ohio State.
Xavier coming so close. Burrell lost it. Daquan Cook gives it up to Conley. Here come the Buckeyes. They remain cool under pressure. Ron Lewis carried him. Stop and start. Conley, tricky.
The veteran gets him into overtime, Gus, and then the freshman scores the first 5 points of the overtime for Ohio State.
How does Xavier respond? 67-64. Lewis hitting that jump shot is almost like getting hit right in the stomach and all the air coming out of it.
Absolutely. You figure you have the game won, and particularly since you missed a free throw that gave him the opportunity to do it. But now I think you take advantage of what works for you. Before it was driving the ball against Oden. Now it's taking it inside.
Xavier needs leadership. Lavender off the dribble. Outlet pass Conley. Duncan with them. Up and in. Mike Conley Jr. 69-64. He has 17. Timeout. Xavier. New ball game. Mike Conley Jr. going to work. First he hits a J. Tricks his man to the basket. And then he takes it right at the 6'9" Josh Duncan. Greg Oden is fouled out of this game as you take a look at the game reset. Ohio State with 7 unanswered points, all coming from freshman Mike Conley Jr. So Xavier has to figure something out.
What Xavier has to do is use their inside advantage. There's still plenty of time left in this game.
Now Lavender with Dolman. Dolman trying to post up Lewis.
Oh, what a great play by Lewis. You know, even though you have that inside advantage, if you get good pressure on the ball, it's hard for the guards to find the inside players. Ohio State did a nice job that time.
Dolman throws it into the backcourt to Lavender. 69-64. Overtime. Lavender guarded by Lewis. Takes them in the corner. Raymond short. Weak side rebound goes to Butler.
Now the small lineup is going to present some matchup problems for Xavier, but you've got to get a stop.
Daquan Cook answers. Huge basket for the freshman from Dayton. His first basket of the game. 72-64. And a foul.
We talked about all the three-point shooting power in the game. Daquan Cook, he struggled down the stretch of the season, but that is a huge basket right there. And this is what Ohio State has done all season long, Gus. Maybe not in as dramatic a fashion as this, but they get themselves in a little bit of a trouble situation, and they hit the gas and go on a spurt.
For Xavier checking at number 5, Derek Brown.
So Brown comes in and replaces Raymond.
And that foul shot right there, Gus, breaks a 10-0 Ohio State run. Just when they need it, they pull out the run.
Greg Oden on the bench, fouling out. 14 points, 12 rebounds. Burrell. One more free throw. And he missed it. Under 2 to play. Xavier needs stops. Here's a trap. Connolly in the corner. Cook. Make that Harris.
It's going to be hard to trap Conley.
Ball kicked. Shot clock at 19. Now a sub coming in for Xavier. Brandon Cole.
Xavier has no choice but to try to exert pressure, but it's going to be tough with Conley.
Winner of this game takes on the winner of Virginia, Tennessee. Lost it. Picked up Lavender. Lead pass. Dolman. And he'll lay this one in.
Basket by Dolan.
72-67. And a timeout called by Ohio State. Xavier still playing hard, down 72-67. (72-67) Ohio State. And during the timeout, Mike Conley Jr. had to get a new wheel. And that's Amy Miller, Sean Miller's wife. Tells it all right there. Sean continuing to encourage his team on the floor. A lot of time left in this game, 72-67. We saw it with Ohio State. Conley Jr. Now Lewis, who hit the big three to send it into overtime. 18 on the shot clock. Conley Jr. to the basket and a foul. Overtime has belonged to Mike Conley Jr.
Absolutely. He hit the first 3 baskets of the overtime. They were down by 2, and he hits that 3, then he drives the ball to the basket, then in transition. This is against a 6'9" player. He lays it in.
Gets the first free throw. Mike Conley Jr. now with 18 points. He had 10 at halftime. There's his dad. (74-67).
It's simple for Xavier. They have to score and score quickly.
Lavender takes a 3. Lewis with the rebound.
Right now you have to think about fouling quickly.
Wow.
He tried to foul him.
Knocked away
Not
by
him.
Dolman. No call, and we'll head the other way. Butler touched it last.
Well, these guys are banging at one another. They just ran into each other. The ball had squirted away already at that point.
Here's Duncan, has his shot blocked. Picked up by Daquan Cook. And Lewis is fouled. What a turn of events.
Gustin, did you see who blocked that shot? It was Conley. Mike
Wow.
Conley Jr.
Xavier, seconds away from heading to the Sweet 16. Somehow, Ohio State managed to dig down deep. And the man at the free throw line right now has been the hero. Ron Lewis with the three-pointer to send it into overtime. Ron Lewis, 26 points, with Greg Oden on the bench, fouling out. Second one goes. 29.6 remaining. Lavender. In the corner, Cage. Now Dolman takes a 3. Cage with the rebound. 14.6 to go. And a foul. Unbelievable. Wow. As they make the walk to the other end, Thad Matta coaching against his best friend, Sean Miller. Yesterday he said if they were to lose this game, he'd root for Xavier to go all the way to the Final Four and win the national championship. Ditto for Miller.
What a tremendous response by Thad Matta's team, though, Gus. They were down 59-50 and looked dead.
Lazarus.
And his first name is Lewis.
That's right. As Dolman checks out for the final time. Cage checks out for the final time. What a game. 2 great careers for these 2 seniors. Thad Matta Can't even watch. He recruited those two young men. And he told us that he would feel badly if they lost the game. Lavender the other way. Tips it up and in with 6 seconds to go.
Basket by Lavender.
Butler in the backcourt. Xavier backs off. One of the great comebacks of this year's NCAA tournament. Ohio State survives and advances as the two best friends embrace at center court. 78-71 the final from Rupp. And the Chevrolet players of the game. Justin Cage, the senior, 25 points, 8 of 8 from the field. Ron Lewis, he was money. 78-71 the final. We go back to the end of regulation.
And a missed free throw by Xavier gives Ohio State the opportunity for deadly three-point shooters in the game. Lewis takes the long bomb and ties the game. Little weave out at the top. Everybody trying to get to Lewis. They can't do it. A long, long three-point basket.
The Ohio State bench reacting to Ron Lewis's game-tying three. Fireworks at Rupp in the heart of college basketball as Ohio State defeats Xavier. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel.